quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Be quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Quiet, stop talking. Somebody's talking. Be quiet, stop talking.
Hey, folks. It's Jared and Brent back for another episode of Behind the Investigation. Tonight's going to be a very special one because it's a place that is a very nice place for me. It's one of my favorites. But we'll get into that a little bit. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel, and we appreciate it. And for the people that haven't, when you see this, hit that button. It'll be worth it. But tonight's episode is about Gettysburg. One of my favorite places on earth. Me and Brent did a weekend investigation of the Jenny Wade and the orphanage, and we had a lockdown with just me and him in the place. It was very awesome.
That was awesome. Yep.
It was a very good time, very good weekend. So we're gonna touch base on some of the captures we got inside the orphanage and inside the Wade, and talk about some of the things that happened outside of those buildings that will stick with me for the rest of my life. You got anything to add?
No, yeah, let's just get into it. I don't know if you want to start with a clip or you want to start with story.
Let's start with the whole Longstreet story. How you think about that?
Yeah, let's get it. Give the background.
We had a weekend. We planned the whole weekend. We had the orphanage one day and Wade the next. So we got into town, and I said, well, let's go to the battlefield after dark. So we went over by the peach orchard in Longstreet's division, and before the cops came to throw us off.
They don't like anybody out there, yeah.
I found out that the Gettysburg police have thermal imaging.
Thermals. Yep.
If anybody wants to go after 10 o'clock, they'll get you.
They'll
We're sitting there. I said, Brent, let's just leave all the equipment. Let's leave all the equipment in the car and walk and see what we see. And I'll be damned if I didn't lean over. Brent, do you see those two heads over there?
Yep. Yep.
Two Confederate soldiers just standing by a cannon, like they were just ready to go.
Yep.
And we had no camera to capture them. We had no recorders, no nothing. But it's still, I got goosebumps right now thinking about it. It was
if I remember, we weren't really expecting to see anything. We just let's go check this out. You know, it was like, hey, let's get out and look over here because this looks cool. You know, it's a great area. Even if you're not into paranormal, it's an awesome historic area.
Suck in the history. I mean, the history.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing the things that have happened there. I mean, President Lincoln was there. The Gettysburg Address. It's just an awesome place. Every time I go, I can feel it. You just feel it in the air. So it's an awesome place. But that was a very cool thing that'll stick with me.
You don't forget that.
No, I still remember leaning into you like, yeah. Do you see that? And you going, yeah.
It was like,
And then the cops came.
Yep.
And then we had to go to our investigation spot, which was the orphanage that night. And that'll bring us into this clip.
Our first clip. Let's get to that right now. All right, here we go.
Now, a lot of these people haven't seen because these were posted before everybody started subscribing.
Right. So we're in the back room. I'm going to pause this, give a little explanation. So,
run with it.
Yeah, so this is basically a basement room towards the back right of the screen, as you're looking through, you'll see our lights going on back there. There's a little tiny room back there. That's what we're on right now.
Oh, the pit.
And we had what, the spirit box going at this time?
We left the spirit box static running in the front room.
So, so that's just anybody who has never been there. That's what you're looking at. There's just steps coming down, and we're in that back corner.
It's a very small area that you're allowed to investigate. You got this room, that room, and the pit that's inside.
Yep. All right. So this is a quick clip. I'm just gonna play it from where it was. Gettysburg.
He's got a speech impediment. It's and this was a union place, so it's kind of cool because if anybody's ever investigated the orphanage and has ran a spirit box down in that basement, there's no radio signal coming in, so you could just let that thing roll and roll and roll and roll and roll, and it did that.
Yeah, it just blocked all RF, dude, down there.
Like there's nothing coming through that, and for that to come through, even with a speech impediment,
Gettysburg.
You can't deny that it says Gettysburg. And I think what we said when we were in the back room is we were doing an EVP session, and we were trying to get an EVP to say Gettysburg, but it came through on the spirit box.
I think there may even be another clip that's right around that same time where we're actually asking those questions. So, and again, like you said last time, they're cut up in little clips to where we actually caught something. So we'd asked the question numerous times.
No, there's another video in there. Do you remember the video from the orphanage where we have the video looking this way and we have the camera? Remember that? And the camera was moving by itself.
I do remember that. Yeah.
You could see the camera moving.
Yeah. And there wasn't
the other camera pointing at it.
Yeah.
You could see it moving in the other camera.
Yeah. Crazy. And there wasn't it's not a drafty area, a drafty basement and all. If anything, it was kind of stuffy. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's some loud thunder by me right now. Ooh. So yeah, that was the fact that came through, and it wasn't it was definitely it was a voice, it definitely had a human tone, if you will, you know what I'm saying? And this wasn't choppy, it was all one Gettysburg. It was
very awesome. It's very
it caught us both that's irrefutable.
I like the one, not to go off topic, but I like the one where we're in the Wade and it's late. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it says Gettysburg, and you go, it said something. I don't know what it is though. I think it said Gettysburg.
I think it said Gettysburg.
At that point, we're basically running on fumes.
Yeah, I think it said Gettysburg.
Oh.
Yep. All right. Well, so let's. You want to jump into the next orphanage video?
Sure, but hold on.
All right.
You got to remember, our best as a team, our best photo.
Oh man!
Happened shortly after that.
So
remember, because we closed that door.
Yeah.
You said you heard commotion out front.
And I opened the door because we were sitting back there. The door was closed because we were trying to keep sound out from what we were doing inside in that back room. And I heard something out there, which of course didn't make sense. So if I remember, I actually opened the door really fast and just snapped a picture. Opened the door real fast. Was like, click.
With your foot.
Yep.
Snap.
And I was ready with the camera and snapped it. And good. You can tell.
We tried everything to get that picture on this video, but it just didn't work out. So if anybody wants to check out this picture, it's on my Instagram. What is it? Jared Paranormal. Pasadena.
Jared Paranormal.
It's on that. It's an awesome picture. It's got 3 little children all huddled together because me and Brent had Confederate hats on.
Yeah. So in the picture, so there's benches down there in the main basement room, and from our angle, the benches were going, stacked behind each other. It was only like 3 benches. And I think if I remember correctly, you sent me the picture initially and you were like, dude, just tell me what you see in this picture. And I remember looking around the corners of the first, like with the edges, like, oh, I don't know what I'm looking for. And then when I focused on center, I was like, dude, I see a kid sitting on the bench. And you responded back with, look next to him. And I was like, holy crap, there's 2 kids sitting on the bench. And they're like right next to each other. Like the one's like right up in, like a little over.
It's almost like they're sitting on each other's lap.
That's exactly right. Yep.
But that wasn't the one that I wanted you to see.
And then from there, look over, because there's a post coming down, and like you have the view is like the bench goes behind it. And behind that, you see another face like peeking out, like behind. That face,
when I seen that, I lost it. I was like,
dude, whoa. I couldn't stop looking at that. I'd close it down and I'd go right back to it and look at it again, like, what in the? And I had to look away, like,
the look on his face, he's scared. You could see
he's scared. Yeah, he's like it was
in my house.
Yeah, when I saw that freaked me out.
Which leads to the next clip.
All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Man, I wish we could have gotten that picture to work on here. I can't magnify it enough. That's the problem. All right, we're going to share.
Jared Paranormal.
Yep, there you go. Let me back out of this. If I can get this to work. All right, so now we're going to go with this fun video. All right, so you actually had some explanations there, which I like. I'm glad we put that in there.
We know that you did this clip because you always put the explanations in.
Children of the orphanage, we brought you some toys.
We just said we brought you some toys.
We brought you a teddy bear right here. Put it with the rest of them, okay? We're showing our friend here.
That was
right there.
Yeah.
Put it with the rest of them, okay? We're showing our.
All right, so
I'll let you go.
Yeah, so clearly, if everybody was, seeing that, there's, we're gonna call it an orb, shoots past the IR lights up there, and passes camera to the right towards the room behind us. So this is the small room we were in the back earlier, and now we're actually in the room with the benches, and we're putting the stuff out. Everybody leaves, donations and stuff for the spirits, because this is children, and we captured that. Now, Jared already knows I am skeptic. I mean, I try and remain pretty skeptical about everything.
Way more skeptical than me.
Yeah. But the things, like we've said in the past, or at least in the last video, we always got to agree on, hey, this is something. So the things that I found, just important about this one, or gave it more gravity, is A, there is not a draft in here. This, I will be honest, this is a dust, it was a hard sand kind of area. It's not like, concrete. It wasn't concrete, was it, Jared? I don't think it was.
This is like a rug here.
Was it a rug?
Yeah, it's like they got some type of old carpet back in there.
Okay, then
I don't know what it's like now, but back when we did it, that was like an old exterior carpet.
Okay, all right, then forgive me there. So there's not a lot of, like what I was thinking. There wasn't a lot of open dirt. It's not like dusty. We went back there. Clouds weren't coming up. There wasn't anything.
I mean,
we didn't.
It was also at the end of March. Actually, I think it was in April. So
yeah,
the heater AC wasn't the one.
No, yeah. Like I said, it was not drafty in that area, no matter which room you're in. It wasn't drafty at all. So I don't think it was anything.
When we did the walkthrough, there was no bugs that I see.
Yeah, and me neither. That doesn't mean there aren't bugs. So what I find interesting is, well, first of all, we understand how this, if it was a bug or something solid, the IR light's reflecting, hits back to the camera. So if a bug can show up, like a bright white like that. So anybody who has night vision cameras at their house, they'll see little bugs flying all the time. Typically, though, you see trails with them with wings, or they fly very erratic. And this, not that a bug can't fly straight, but this flies extremely flat and parallel in one direction.
It moves intelligently to what we were saying, straight.
And yeah, so I mean, we're saying something out there, we're making an offering and presenting something to them, asking them to come, and we see this. And I remember us having the conversation that
we fought over.
Did seem for the most part where we were when we were in a room, it was dead, kind of. It wasn't like we didn't get much activity. But from looking back on everything, it's like it seemed like where we would shift to this room, they would go to the other room. You know what I'm saying? It was like constantly a back and forth. And in thinking on that, they're afraid. They're moving to another space when we're in the other room. Here now we're making an offering. They're coming out.
We're also wearing trigger objects on top of our heads that scared them. We were wearing Confederate hats in a Union orphanage.
Yeah,
not nice. That was my idea.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
Brilliant.
As soon as I seen the little kid's face looking around the
yeah. Oops. But hey, we did get some stuff.
If anybody wants to watch the playlist, if you look more into the videos, I take the Confederate hat off. Later on in the investigation.
Sorry.
I'll start to feel bad.
Yep. So there's that. This is we don't have many videos with, hey, look at this orb, or stuff like that. So
the ones that we passed. We both felt that it was
credible. There's enough credibility to say, hey, this definitely could be something, especially because we weren't seeing, if we were seeing a bunch of like things flying in front of the camera all night, then we would have just tossed that one.
That camera ran there for 5 hours, and that's the only
thing. Exactly. And didn't get that. Not once. Even when we were back there, it didn't get anything.
Yeah, I'm back there moving around and stuff. Nothing.
Yeah, and that was one of the things we went through, and obviously a point that we had to come to an agreement on. That the
some of those review meetings, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I want this. No, we got to throw it out.
You're not listening to why it makes sense.
All right, so
I mean, like, okay.
On the next one.
Yep. All right. You want
to we'll go straight into the next video.
Okay.
Again, everybody, if you want to see more of Gettysburg, our investigation of it, there's an entire playlist on the channel of Jenny Wade and the Orphanage. I think this playlist has 8 or 9 videos. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and take a look. But this one I love. Every time I see the look on Brent's face when he hears this voice.
And like I said last episode, I'm always going to try and find ones that make me look like a scared little girl or show my non-manly hand in some fashion. This one, I honestly was trying to hold them together, and I think I did a great job. But clearly, it did not get past Jared.
We went into the belly of the beast so many times. Don't go with that little girl stuff. Okay, go ahead, let's play it.
All right, here we go. Yep, exactly what it is. Exactly. Whoop.
Oh, let's go over here.
So just if anybody missed that, let me go ahead and lay it out. So first off, here, let's just give a little understand what we're doing. So We got the sound device,
Mm-hmm.
and you are holding it up to the light there, the electricity, to see it. Was this setting off? Is this setting off?
Yep.
And so that's what we're looking at. We're just trying to get. Was this cleanup or was this?
This is cleanup. Yep.
This is cleanup.
This is after the investigation. This is probably about 3:30 in the morning, actually. I think.
Yeah.
So,
And so we had heard that going off a few times, and that this was just the hey, is this setting it off? The light right there, whatever, or maybe there's a switch. I don't even remember.
This mirror in this video right here. The reason why we have this static camera set up in this room is because during the public ghost tours that they go around and they take like 12, 15 people into the Jenny Wade on a ghost tour, they say that this mirror is haunted and they can see the image of Jenny in it every now and then. So we wanted to see if Jenny would make her presence known in that mirror, but she didn't make her presence known. She made her voice known.
Right. So
Brent.
That's exactly right. That's what's happening here. Is I'm walking in.
Exactly.
So now look, in all honesty, I didn't hear "They Know Now," but I heard.
Look at that look.
Something, and I was
like,
like,
while you're looking at that video, you heard.
And the kicker was, I didn't know where it was. Like, I didn't know. My first trigger was that far corner. Like, whoa, what was that? And then, I'm looking around. What actually is funny, but you don't really see it. I look at the camera, and I'm like, oh, there's a camera right here. Hold it together. Because I'm always freaking out. Help! Get in! So I look at the camera, but look, where am I supposed to go is hilarious because I go the wrong way, and then I'm like, oh crap, the bag's over here.
That's because you thought it came from the corner. You're like, I'm getting away from that damn corner.
I wanted to get. I was like, what was that? Oh, this is too much. No. And but I didn't know what it said. I actually thought it said something like threatening. To be honest with you, I thought I heard something like, just. I didn't hear "get out," but something I was like, that was not cool. I don't know what that was. And
dude,
you love my look up. My reaction to me.
That is a strong disembodied voice. That
it is, yeah. Hopefully everybody can hear when we play that. Yeah.
And what we think They Know Now means is in the playlist, if you want to go and check it out, Jenny came through on the spirit box and let us know who her father to be,
of her unborn child,
John Scully.
Yep.
She actually said that she was pregnant through the spirit box, and it was from John Scully. Yep. Which anybody that knows the Jenny Wade story knows that that's historical fact.
Oh, that was cool to get. Obviously,
I got goosebumps right now. I don't know if you can see. My whole arm's goosebumps.
Love it. Love it.
The other thing that went along with this investigation is probably, besides anybody that doesn't know, the reason why me and Brent started doing this when we were younger and kept it going on and off throughout the years. I seen my father at the graveyard when I was 16, and he was leaning up against my Mustang, and he had passed away, and I was wondering what was going on with him, and he gave me a head nod and let me know he's okay. Other than that, the situation that happened out in the parking lot is probably one of the craziest things that have ever happened. I mean, I've been pulled, pushed, shirt pulled. I've seen a lot of things, but what happened in that parking lot was amazing.
And just
I'll let you go because, and I'll add when you go.
So the thing with in Gettysburg in the parking lot, That's what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. And the parking
Yeah,
lot
that's
of the
what I
wait.
thought.
It's right,
That's
it's
exactly
right
what
on
I thought. That's what
Cemetery
you-
Ridge.
Yep.
Right on Cemetery Ridge.
We had a time we were waiting for, if I remember correctly. We couldn't just go right in.
Mhm. We were waiting for our escort to let us in. I think
let
it
us
was
in.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. So we
11 to 4 or something like that.
Yep. So we walked over to the edge of the parking lot. Now you go down the hill and there's
Battlefield's right there.
battlefield and all.
Cemetery Ridge
And-
is right there off the parking lot.
Yep. And we're just sitting there hanging out, right? Kind of enjoying the ambiance. And the first thing I remember is hearing cannonballs, like cannon fire. And the weird thing was, it was like, where is it coming from? Because it was just like, it's everywhere. And I remember looking around being like, not that there's a lot of people out. Like, how is nobody
Else hearing this? I mean,
responding to this? And it
rippled through the air. Remember, it was like
exactly. So, and that's the thing is, it wasn't, I've heard cannon fire, and it wasn't like someone was just shooting cannons off. It wasn't that loud, but it was loud enough to be like, that's a cannon fire right there. And yeah, and then it rippled. Yep.
Crazy.
And that wasn't even, and then we heard like music, like
Yeah, I'm
a
like-
flute.
I'm like, Brent's like, hey, do you hear chains or
Chains. Oh, the chains was first. Yes.
do you hear wheels moving? I was like, yeah, it almost sounds like a cannon being pushed. He was like, yeah. And then all of a
And
sudden,
at this point, we're kind of leaning over, like looking, because we're not allowed to go down. Like we already
we're not
know
allowed down there. We already got kicked off.
you're going to get hemmed up. We're not messing up this investigation. We're like, man, how far can we look down
I
here?
mean, it literally sounded like a group of somebody was pushing cannons up to the hill. It was crazy.
Yep.
It's residual, I know, but it was crazy.
Yep. And then there was like a flute or something, like a music.
Yeah. It started playing music. Like it was a flute playing out there. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
Yep.
Then all of a sudden.
And yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Yep.
Cannonballs. Boom.
Yep.
Boom. It was like 16 of them. So I'm like, dude, Brent, what the hell is going on? What have we got ourselves into? I'm going to go down there because what happened is they started coming back this way. You heard them firing this way, and then they were firing this way, and I'm like, we're in the middle of a fucking cannon fire.
Yeah, this is the war, man. This is the war right now. We're hearing it.
So anybody knows where the wait is. I went down to the diner across the street, and Brent was at the corner of Cemetery Ridge. And when I heard a cannon fire, I went like this. And when he heard one, he went like this. And it turned out that we started doing this. Cannons were just boom, 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 boom. And keep in mind, it's not 4th of July. It's nowhere where people were, it was Easter. Nobody set fireworks off at Easter.
Easter, And the only thing I think is it probably happened so much that the locals are just like, whatever, this is where it is. Matter of fact. Yeah. They've been doing it forever.
Remember the rock fort that we found during the day?
Oh yeah.
In the woods?
I actually forgotten about that.
Remember when we were back there and we heard whispering and that's a little secret place that I'm not going to tell anybody where it is.
There you go.
He knows where it is. I know where it is. Nobody.
I actually did forget about that though. That's funny you said that.
We spent a good 2 hours back there. Remember Liz and the other one? They were up at the other place. We were back there for about 2 hours. Like, we got the recorders out. I got a few EVPs. It's cool. It's one of those secret little hideaways that are a gem on that battlefield.
I mean, it's definitely a place that I think every investigator wants to check out. Those who are able to jump on it. And, you've been back a couple of times, or have you been back? Yeah, I thought so.
I love going up there. I take the kids up there. We did a few videos on the channel with me and the kids. We're at Spider Farm where what do they say, 3,000 Confederates are buried on that property. Um, yeah, so we've done that, and Jackie's daughter likes to go and talk to Charlie, who we seen by the Rock Fort, that I seen by the Rock Fort a couple weeks ago. We're coming out of the Rock Fort, and I'll be damned if I didn't see somebody standing there with their hand on the tree. Blue uniform. I couldn't make out his face. All I know is he had rosy cheeks.
Wow.
I looked over. I kept walking. I said, "Hold on a second. I know what the hell that was." So
That wasn't just some dude.
I read it over there with the echo box, and we got that it was Charlie. He was 22. He was buried there, and he can't leave.
Wow.
So now every time we go to Gettysburg, Jackie's daughter wants to go talk to Charlie.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, it was a good time, and it is every time you go there, man.
Yeah, buddy. No doubt. I mean,
too bad you're
we said,
down South
even just for the
Carolina.
historical, you know,
Mhm.
part of it is it's worth going for that.
But like I said, guys, I know there's a lot of people that are interested in Gettysburg, and if you're interested in seeing the videos, just go to the channel and go to the playlist, and they're there. There's some good ones. We got Rose's name on there. Carmichael that owned, she was the headmaster of the orphanage. She was a bitch. She did bad things to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort of happy she's still there. It's where she deserves to be.
It sucks. There's still some kids there too. That's what sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad thing. And like I said, I feel horrible for wearing those hats.
Yeah.
Why'd you let me do that?
Oh yeah. Blame me.
You're supposed to be the voice of reason here.
It made sense in a moment.
It did, didn't it?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget about the one.
About what?
We can't forget about the one at the Wade. Walking up the steps.
Oh, all right. That almost made me run out.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have anything running. No, we did. We did have a camera, but it
popped. Yeah. So
the audio popped on the camera. Dude,
you had your camera and I had my camera. We both had cameras in our hands, and both of them popped at the same time. But if anybody's been there, you go up the stairs and it opens up to a good sized foyer on the second floor. And as soon as we got up to the first step off that stairwell, it sounded like somebody stood up out of a chair and said, "Hey." And I went, "Woo." I almost knocked Brent back. I was like,
and it was deep.
"Did you hear that?" Yeah, it was like, "Hey." I was like, "Did you hear that?" And he was like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "Man, the camera got it." But the camera didn't get it. I was so mad.
The second thing is it did, but it like popped.
It was made up
audio.
Yeah, the audio popped on both cameras.
Yeah, and like no one would understand that as evidence, because you don't hear anything but the audio pop.
Well, we
know what the hell happened. Yeah, oh yeah. My butthole puckered on that one. Yeah, buddy.
That was a good time. All right, y'all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And like we said last week, if you see any videos on the channel that you would like to get more information on, just comment on that video, and we'd be glad to explain what happened and what was going on and the process of going through and saying that it's evidence. Until then, if we don't get any, replies, we're going to come up with just ideas on our own. I got an idea for next week already.
All right.
What do you think?
Well, hopefully do a reply. Either put a comment, like you said, put a comment on the video you want, or even comment on this. And just say, hey, I want to know more about this one or give some background on this.
Yep. Yep. I mean, we get them all. I'll get them if I don't get them, he'll get them because he's always going.
Yep.
But let us know you like it. And like I said, for the people that have not subscribed that this gets to, I don't know why you're not subscribing. This is some good stuff. This is credible evidence by credible investigators that love what we do. And just hit that subscribe button.
Yep.
All right. All right, y'all. Good night.
See you guys.
It's nice sharing our stories with you. Let us know if you have some questions on some stuff. All right. See you.